Hey book besties, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is my January TBR. Literally cannot believe that I am even saying that. I can't believe we are about to enter into a January, another new year, but I'm so oddly ready to start like a fresh year of reading. To say I'm excited about this video and finding out what I'll be reading in January is an understatement because I am so eager to see what my TBR is going to look like and what books are going to be randomly picked. So if you're new here, if you haven't seen these videos before, I am going to be using a random number generator to pick 5 books off of my wrapped blind TBR. I do have a handful of books that I am going to be reading that are not wrapped, so I will show you guys first what is like handpicked on my TBR, and then we'll use the generator to pick off of here. One rule that I almost always go by, and I am going to do again this time, is if at the end there is a book that I unwrapped that I kind of just changed my mind on based on everything else that's picked, I can do one swap out and exchange it for a different number, but I cannot swap any further. So let's see what I will be reading in January. There are 2 releases in January that I am most excited about. I'm pretty sure everyone is talking about these 2 books. One of those is, of course, Onyx Storm. This is the 3rd book in the Empyrean series, the 3rd book after Fourth Wing. Literally, I couldn't be more excited about a book. Chandler Bing just went through my head. Could I be more excited about this? No, I couldn't. I literally could not. I do not know still how I feel about the ending of Iron Flame. It has held me over a cliff's edge for a year now, and I'm ready to see what's gonna happen in Onyx Storm. I'm calling off of Life the day it comes out, and probably the day after, because I will be binge reading that book immediately. And we are also getting a new Sarah Adams called Beg, Borrow, or Steal. This is set in Rome, Kentucky, coming after When in Rome and Practice Makes Perfect. I personally really loved both of those books, and so I'm very excited about a new book set in that town, hopefully visiting some of those same characters. And I'm pretty sure this one is about like teacher rivals. I really don't know much else other than that she writes absolutely adorable rom-coms, and so I have very high expectations for this book. And my Patreon book club pick for January is When the Moon Hatched. I've been putting this off for far too long. I'm really disappointed in myself considering how long I have put this off as a romantasy girly. It's just a really thick book, and I think that is what has intimidated me, but it is the pick for January, so there's no more putting it off. I literally cannot not read this book. There's dragons and it's romantasy and people have loved it, and that's really all I needed to know. And I'm also going to take the leap. I need to try this series for myself, and that is Zodiac Academy. I'm probably going to feel conflicted about this as I read it. I've seen way too many videos at this point of people like physically going through an entire gamut of emotions from joy to anger to sadness. I've seen people weeping over it, and that is really all I need to see. I think that this is going to be very questionable on whether or not I will like it, but I'm gonna go ahead and try Zodiac Academy. I think a few of my friends are gonna read along with me. We'll see how this goes. And then another fun thing that I started that I will have more information on after the new year is sort of like a TBR takedown. If you see partially this shelf over my corner here, that is my TBR shelf. I'm embarrassed to say. I don't even know how many books are on that shelf anymore. It is actually overflowing. So I have a few challenges in the new year that I'm gonna try to stick to and to get through this, but one way that I'm gonna do that is by asking one of my Patreon members every month to pick a book off of my shelf here, and I have to read that book. The patron who I chose for January, her name is Lauren. She's on YouTube. I will link her below. She is my Irish bestie. She is the sweetest, most adorable friend. I asked her first to go ahead and pick my book for January. I was actually gifted this one for Christmas by another friend who said it was their favorite, and so I'm really excited about it. Plus, I think I'll be reading a lot of fantasy, romantasy, and romance, so this will be a good mix, and that is Giver of the Stars by Jojo Moyes. I don't know anything what this book's about. I actually didn't even read the synopsis. These women deliver books as part of the new traveling library. They're known as the Pack Horse Librarians of Kentucky. It is set in the Depression era of America and based on a true story. It sounds like a book that I will love, so hopefully I do. Now let's get into the blind books. I am switching it up just a tiny bit. Instead of just like a standard number generator, I'm going to use this little wheel. So I numbered it 1 through 18. This did frustrate me to no end that it's not evenly put to 20 books, but I ran out of wrapping paper. We've got 18 books and I'm just gonna get over it. How do I spin? Oh, right there. Okay, ready? Spin. Number 10. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see what book number 10 is. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I have my reading cut out for me, but this is a brand new one. Well, the book isn't brand new, but it's brand new to me. I literally just bought it. I'm so happy that this book just got picked. Metal Slinger by Rachel Schneider. Full transparency, guys. I also don't even think I read the synopsis on this. I asked over on TikTok for more romantasy recommendations. This one was recommended a ton. Like, a lot of people dropped this book, so I just bought it. Bee has spent the better part of her life waiting for the chance to attend the annual market hosted by the Kenta, the very same people who exiled the Alaha to live a life over the sea. A rite of passage for all young guards. She's not sure what to expect from it, but breaking a century-long peace treaty certainly isn't on her map. Neither is the encounter with an enemy soldier. Are we seeing forbidden romance? Returning home to Alaha. I'm gonna laugh while I read this, like literally every time I say that name. She's confronted with the aftermath of the day's events. With rumors of a growing rebellion, Bryn and her closest friends promise to stick together. But an unexpected visitor arrives and her loyalty will be tested as she learns of a world of magic and treachery. Once her enemy, always her enemy, right? But the dark, knowing eyes of a stranger make her question everything, including her heart. Prediction? I'm gonna love it. And I'm literally so happy this book got picked. Next. Number 2. Oh, good. I'm not like jumping out of my seat for this one, but I am glad to have it. 1,000 Broken Pieces. This is the sequel to 1,000 Boy Kisses, which is a heartbreaking romance, which that is very much so my type of a book. And this one I think follows her sister and Poppy's boyfriend from the first book. It's his brother. Savannah goes on a trip around the world, and then there's Kale, who is a promising hockey player who also gets signed up for this trip abroad. No part of him wants to go, but he does. As Kale and Savannah embark on this journey together, they fall hard. I'm like literally skipping over parts of the synopsis because I don't want to spoil anything for the first book, but this one has been on my TBR since it came out, and I have been really wanting to pick it up, just haven't prioritized it. It hasn't been picked, so I am happy that it finally was picked. All right, 3 more. Number 3. Another good choice because it is a series that I am really determined to finish in 2025. Powerless by Elsie Silver. This is the 3rd book in the Chestnut Spring series. This is one of the characters I have been the most excited to get his story. I don't think that I have liked these books as much as most people seem to like them. To be completely honest, I find some of it a little cringe. That removes me from the story, but I definitely like them enough to continue, and I really do intend to finish this series. So this is perfect to just jump right into the new year already working on series that I really do want to finish up. If you don't know, these are like cowboy small town type of romance, but this one in particular is about a hockey player who is like the cowboy's best friend. When he has made appearances in the first 2 books, I've been really eager for his story. So I have very high hopes for this one. 2 more. Number 14. I love switching shelves. Oh my gosh, I am so excited about this one. Treacherous by Chloe Walsh. Have I heard anything about this book? No, I haven't. I've never seen anyone read it. I've never heard anyone talking about it. But if you know me at all, Binding 13, the Boys of Tommen series, is elite for me. Like, it is actual solid gold. And so I kind of just had this idea a month ago that I want to try another Chloe Walsh series while I wait for more Boys of Tommen. So I just did a little bit of research and decided on this one. I really don't know why, I just did. It does sound like a book that most people probably would not like. It is going to be an experience for me to see if I'm gonna like it, but I really do want to try something else from her just to see. It says 1 year is all I have to endure. That was the agreement with Uncle Max. 1 year in a new school on a new continent and then I can go home to Ireland. Totally doable, right? Wrong. The boy next door is dangerous. He's a criminal, he's violent. He fills the halls of my school by day and keeps me up at night. I know I'm in danger. I need to keep my head down and my mouth shut. Problem is, I'm not good at doing either. Noah is treacherous and he's reeling me deeper into his underworld. It's sink or swim time, he warns me, but I fear I am already drowning. I actually don't have a clue. There's a boxing glove on the cover. I hope that that means that the guy's a boxer. I really don't know what to expect. I just hope that it gives me some Boys of Tommen feelings. That's all I'm looking for. Alright, and the final book. Number 5. I'm so annoyed that it kind of just stays in those single digits. We have Paper Princess by Erin Watt. I did read this book probably 8 years ago. I read, I think, the first 3 in this series and then just stopped, and I really want to reread so then I can like finish the series. It says these royals will ruin you. After her mother's death, Ella is truly alone until Callum Royal appears, plucking her out of poverty and tossing her into his posh mansion among his 5 sons who all hate her. Each royal boy is more magnetic than the last, but none as captivating as Reed Royal, the boy who's determined to send her back to the slums she came from. Reed doesn't want her. He says she doesn't belong with the royals. He might be right. I just remember being like, this book is crazy, but it really sucked me in and I really enjoyed the not knowing what the heck was even gonna happen. So part of me is really excited that this got picked and eager to do a reread of it, but I'm also gonna see. I don't need a bunch of questionable, potentially toxic relationships in my month of reading, so let me think a second and see if I'm gonna keep this one or swap it out. I think I'm actually gonna keep it. It's gonna be a very emotional month of reading. Kind of insane, the emotional books that I have on my TBR, but that's also extremely fitting for me. Very on brand for Jordan. So to recap, these are the books on my January TBR. We're at a total of 10 books if I include the 2 releases that I'm excited about that are gonna be delivered in January. Will I read all 10 books? No. In reality, I think I read an average of about 7 books a month, but I still really want to have a few extras so that supports my mood reading and I don't have like exactly the amount of books to read. I'm actually really excited about this. I think that this stack is a phenomenal start to my new year. Now before you run, let me know in the comments below what are some of the top books on your January 2025 TBR. Also, if you haven't hit subscribe yet but you liked this video, please consider hitting that subscribe button and sticking around. If you're looking for a new besties book club in the new year, I would love to have you over on my Patreon. We are not some huge community, but that's exactly how I love it. I mean it when I say that I have the best Patreon group ever. They are always saying how much they love this group and the encouragement they offer one another, the kindness that they offer one another. Just crazy to me how I've acquired like the nicest people on the internet in one space, and we just have a lot of fun together watching movies and reading books and having readathons and live reading sprints and stuff like that. So in the new year, if you're looking for a community like that, consider jumping over to my Patreon. I would love to see you over there. But otherwise, thank you so much for watching my videos. I hope that your books in the new year are amazing and just start us off in such a great reading vibe for 2025. I will see you guys in the next video.